Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, hello, I'm Julian Northbrook from doingenglish.com, and today I want to talk a little bit about something that really distinguishes, separates the people who are kind of like alright at English from the people who are like, wow, really good at English. The way English is usually taught and learned, it's like you've got grammar rules and then you've got lists of vocabulary, and it's like you're supposed to study the grammar rules and then somehow you're going to use those and combine them with the words that you've learned and produce sentences, and you're going to be able to understand everything everybody says, and it's all going to be spiffing. Don't know why I use the word spiffing. I don't think I've used the word spiffing in my entire life before. But the reality is, and we all know this to be true, it don't really work that well, does it? First of all, because half of what native speakers say isn't even grammatical. Did you see what I did a moment ago? If you caught that, well done. Also because being grammatical isn't enough to actually sound natural in English or to properly comprehend the language. In my experience, one of the big things that really separates somebody who has nailed the language from someone who is kind of okay at it is their ability to read deep into what is being said to them in conversation. That is, they're able to take the larger blocks of meaning and actually understand them on a much deeper level. Now, this is something that can and should and maybe really has to be learned for the most part. And it does take practice, but it can certainly be done. In my Master English Fast Accelerator course, I teach a framework for really understanding the deeper intentions behind the things that people say in really any conversation. And the framework is actually quite simple, and once you understand it, it will allow you to, again, really take anything anybody is saying and work out what the actual meaning that is separate to the surface level grammar and words actually is. But I wanted to give you an example from next week's Extraordinary English Speakers lesson. The lesson is part of a series that we're working on called Effective Meetings. And it's season 6, episode 13, for those of you who are members. And in this series, we're looking at, well, as the title suggests, effective meetings. And the context, the situation is that one of the characters, Sally, was the minute taker, the note taker for the previous meeting. She was supposed to have typed those up and sent them out to the team so they had them ready for the next meeting. She forgot to do it. And the chair for today, Sasha, calls her out on this. But she doesn't directly say, hey, Sally, you didn't send out the minutes. What are you doing? Because in British English especially, but in English in general, we aren't very direct with negative criticism and feedback. We prefer to take a long way around to communicate the thing that we're saying. So what she actually says is, Sally, you were a minute taker last time, weren't you? We don't seem to have received the minutes of the last meeting. Now, there are a lot of subtleties going on here. Sally, you were a minute taker last time, weren't you? It's phrased as a question, but it's not meant as a question. If you only understand this on the surface, with the surface level grammar and words, you're going to think, okay, it's a yes or no question. Yes, I was. Okay, great, moving on. No, I wasn't. Oh, okay, I got it wrong. Moving on. No, Sasha knows that Sally was the minute taker last time. She doesn't need to ask this question. Rather, the intention behind the question is to politely, but quite obviously and quite firmly, remind Sally, you were the minute taker from last time. We should have all received the minutes, but we haven't. Why the hell not? So there is a lot of depth and nuance to this. She then continues to say, we don't seem to have received the minutes of the last meeting. This too has a lot of depth to it. It's left with room for Sasha to have made a mistake. By saying we don't seem to have received the minutes of the last meeting, she gives Sally the opportunity to say, well, actually, I did send them out. Did nobody get them? Perhaps there was a problem with the email system. As it turns out, that wasn't the case. Sally got busy, time ran away with her, and she just forgot all about it. But the important thing is understanding the deeper underlying meanings of the things that we are saying. You were a minute taker last time, weren't you, doesn't mean exactly what it seems to mean. Again, there is a framework that I teach for actually learning and practicing and understanding this and being able to go into any conversation and interpret things that people say in terms of these deeper meanings. I teach that in my accelerator course, week 11. It goes way beyond the scope of a video like this. If you are interested in that and indeed interested in the accelerator course in general, head over to doingenglish.com/MEFA. Alternatively, click the card or whatever it's called up here, or the link in the description. Check it out. However, if you're new to me, you would do well to get to know me first. Watch a few videos on this here channel. Subscribe, why not? Head over to doingenglish.com and sign up for my free daily emails. My English daily email tips, what the fuck is it called? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. The accelerator course is hard. It's a tough, highly intensive course. The results that people get from it thus far over the last 18 months have been astonishing, but it's not for everyone. You got to be sure before you join it, and I recommend you get to know me first. Right, anyway, I'm rambling and digressing. Head down to the comments, guys. Have you had a conversation in the past where somebody said something to you, you interpreted what they said with the very surface level meaning, and because of that, the conversation really just broke down because actually they meant something quite different. There was a deeper underlying meaning. If you have, tell us all about that in the comments. For a start, I am fascinated to hear about your experiences. I may pick a couple up and actually discuss them and talk about them in a future video as well, if you're lucky. Right, this is me, Julian Northbrook, signing out from this video. Bye-bye.